It's been a busy week for football in Ghana, and Oreku Ampofo has the very latest. Oreku, let's begin with the results of the Ghana Premier League, shall we?
Yeah, it was match day for the first midweek, set of matches in the new season. And you know how midweek fixtures always tend to bring surprises, and it was no different this time in the Ghana Premier League. I think the most shocking result was Asante Kotoko, losing to Mediama 1-0. It wasn't that shocking because of
My boys are doing the
past, results, whenever they've gone to Takwa. Yeah, they've not really been doing well in Takwa, but people thought that, the form that they do have this season, perhaps if they're going to challenge for the title, this is a match that they should win, and that didn't go well as well. And, Brekum Chelsea, they've been very sensational, winning 3 games and drawing 1, and they've been the dark horses so far, beating Dreams FC at home, and that was also a big result there. And Wafa Hearts of Oak, 0-0. Big result for Hearts because they've never got a point there in the past 5 years. And even last year, they lost 5-0. So it's been always difficult for them as Sugar Kope. So 0-0 on paper looks like it's bad for Hearts, but in actual reality, it's a very, very good result for them. Their first point in 5 years. So that would be something that Neodum would be looking to build on there. Legon City's Ash Gold was played yesterday in the evening at the Accra Sports Stadium, 0-0. I was there, non-entertaining game, very few chances. And I'm sure that, despite Kwesiata performing and all that, the performance will probably have to be better from Legon City going forward. Yeah.
They seem very determined. So there was an earlier game where they brought Shatawale, I think,
that was
and this time was Kwesiata.
Yeah, well, when it was Shatta, they lost against Kotokoti 1. Now Kwesiata is 0-0. So let's hope that from here they get their first.
They should bring Sarko there. Maybe he will do something. And the Afcon has been moved.
Yeah,
is that good or bad?
The Cameroon FA did state that it's due to the weather conditions and how unfavorable it would be if it stays in June, July. Now remember that the first ever edition, the summer edition of the Africa Cup of Nations happened last year in Egypt, and Ghana finishing the round of 16 stage. But I think June, July was good then in Egypt. But for Cameroon, the FA is saying that it wouldn't be good in terms of their weather. It would rain a lot and it would affect the game. So CAF has agreed to bring it back to January. Now, this is very, very precarious and, detrimental to quite a number of stakeholders. First of all, let's start with the Premier League teams. Now, what this means is that, guess what? Arsenal could possibly be without Nicolas Pepe and Aubameyang. Mohamed Salah, Mane could also be gone. Sergio Aurier for Spurs could also be gone. Ndidi could also be gone. Iwobi could be gone. It's a whole list of names because the English Premier League has been really inflated in terms of the African numbers.
Talent.
Yeah. So what this would do is it would really affect the flow of teams because they could miss up to 6 games. And that's crucial. Imagine Jurgen Klopp missing out on Sadio Mane, Joel Matip, and Mohamed Salah. That would be big. And so, we've seen cases of coaches pretending or bringing out fake news that these players are injured and they cannot be released.
It happened to Michael Essien
quite a number of times. So I think that we may be seeing that old trend. But another stakeholder that this affects is CK Akono, because after being appointed yesterday, what things do mean on paper right now is that he basically has 1 year to win the Africa Cup of Nations. Because let's be real, the only expectation for a Ghanaian coach right now is to win the Afcon. Getting to the final or the semi-final is not going to attract any praise. We've been there before.
Yeah.
The big thing right now is to win a trophy. It's been over 30 years. So, speaking, looking on paper, it's just left to 1 year because it's supposed to start next year, January.
He is familiar with the terrain, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is. But
he's been around. He's been a pundit.
Yeah.
He's been a coach in the local leagues.
Yeah, I think he is the most experienced, in terms of looking at the local coach. He's had the exposure, has his, cafe license and all that. But it's a big job for him because he has just 1 year to rebuild the whole team, because I think that the golden generation of the Black Stars has dwindled and probably are getting to the latter stages of their career. So he has to look for fresher blood, players who are hungry and players who are willing to fight and play for the badge in the next year, and somehow manage to beat favorites, Algeria, Nigeria, and Egypt to the trophy. It's a massive
very tall order. It's
Extremely.
a very tall order. Extremely. But let's see what happens. Oreku, thank you very much.
Thank you too,
for bringing us the latest in sports. And that's it for this bulletin of News Desk. My name is Daniel Daze. Up next is Joy News Interactive. I'll be back at midday with Joy News Today.